Yo, we are live. We are live. This is Dennis Smith, the alternate timeline. TAT Sundays. We talk Marvel stuff with my man JMarvelous here. Jalen, man, how are you doing today, bro?
Man, I'm blessed to see another day, man. Blessed to
Blessed to
talk about some Marvel
see.
stuff, man.
I feel that. Blessed to see another day, as we all are. You're in Indiana, right?
Yes, sir.
It's getting a little cold over there. A
Yeah,
little
it's a
little
little chilly,
brisk.
man. Yeah,
Yes,
a little
same
chilly now, man.
Same here, man. We experiencing the little brisk outside, but hoodies is on, and
Yeah.
I just want to say I love your shirt, bro. Secret Wars,
Oh,
man.
dude. In honor of Friday, I had to throw in the
Here,
first appearance of the black suit. So
I hear it, bro. A lot of things are headed that way. Got a lot of major news that came out surrounding Secret Wars soft reboot. There was a book that came out, like the reign of the MCU, which told a lot as well. We'll make a lot of videos about it, so have that that we're gonna discuss. A lot of things going on. The messy part of Marvel right now.
yeah.
It's a little rough, but we're gonna touch on that. We're also gonna get into Loki episodes 1 and 2 of season 2. Little recap because we're doing the watch parties over here at TAT watch parties. Um,
So
but you haven't. Did you join us on the? You joined us on the first one, right?
I was on the first one, and I'll be on this upcoming one.
Third.
So
Okay, cool.
yeah,
That's nice. Yeah, that should be very very fun. Um, yeah, that's gonna be exciting. But we basically been doing these watch parties every Thursday at 9 for these Loki episodes. But yeah, that's basically it. And we're gonna go over it, and I definitely want to get your thoughts on episodes 1 and 2 combined, and see what your thoughts are for the future of Loki.
very bad.
You will touch on that. Let me just fix some volume stuff.
You can't hear my dog snoring, can you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Um, you're fine.
All right. What's that? She's loud. So.
I can put on like a pressure anyway. You're all good.
All
Anyway,
right.
so yeah, let's get into it. Got news. One thing is I can hear my echo.
You
Like
can?
I can like a little bit, but I don't think there's anything you can. Nice.
Let's see. Let's see how the audio is if I put my earpod in. Let's see.
Can you still hear me and everything?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Good. That might be a
All
little bit
right.
better. A little bit
All
better.
right, bet.
All right. Cool.
I know on Streamlabs my audio isn't that good with the AirPods in. So.
Got you. No, I can basically I can maneuver some things, so we good.
All right, bet.
Anyways, let's jump into it. Before we actually do that, so super smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. The alternate timeline. TAT at the alt time on Twitter and IG. And my boy J Mart, you still got the numbers on there? You got
Oh, I don't. I changed it.
you
I
changed
don't.
it? J
I changed it.
Marvelous
Yeah.
on
It's
both.
now. Yeah, it's just now just JYX and then Marvelous. So no more
JYX.
numbers.
Okay, no more
No more
JYX
numbers. Yeah.
Marvelous. All right, I gotta change that in the description down below. But I will change that after this episode, and then yeah, let's jump into it. I don't even know where to start, bro. Like, there's so much that came out.
Dude, it's a
um,
mess, man.
yeah, over this week, and just some quotes from Feige. Some other producers doing interviews. I think comicbook.com got an interview with one of the producers. It's like, man, things are just everywhere. I think we should start with some Daredevil stuff. that's like kind of the big,
That's
everybody's
heartbreaking,
anticipating.
man.
Everybody's anticipating it, man. Anticipating Daredevil, anticipating Charlie Cox, anticipating Kingpin. You know, uh, it's a lot going on, man. They basically fired the writers and producers of
Yeah,
the show, right? And I guess they're like creatively had some creative differences, and they're trying to go another route. So
right.
that's what's going on there.
Did you see what Vincent D'Onofrio tweeted about it?
Yeah, he basically told everybody like, chill out. I
Yeah.
mean, just chill out because this kind of thing happens all the time.
Right.
Uh, which I believe him too. That,
It's just not
but
always like, super public.
yeah, it's just not public, and it's
I think it's
we talked about this multiple times. Like we are now so close to the production and the creative process that like we know every step. It's like
exactly.
we
Yeah.
kind of shouldn't. Like we really
Yeah.
shouldn't. We're
Yeah,
way too
seriously.
close to this whole process, and it's kind of annoying. But at the same time, if you're in this space, you can't really avoid it.
Right.
But yeah, the writers and directors of Daredevil: Born Again reportedly fired, let go, due to footage that they were shown just didn't meet expectations. Like that kind of thing happened, right? Um,
Right, yeah.
but the first batch of episodes was reviewed by the Marvel executives, and they concluded that the show was just like not they were going for. We also heard that he didn't suit up to like episode 4, like after episode 4 or
Yeah.
something like that. People felt some type of way about that, and then Foggy things going on with Foggy. Never seen Karen in it, which people feel some type of way about that as well. So, yeah, just a mess, man. They're gonna go. I think there's two sides of the coin with this because I think this is something we've been asking them to do is to like look themselves in the mirror and be like, all right, let's make some changes because they're
Right.
hearing what we like and what we don't like. So it's like good that they're making changes, but it's also like, damn, at the same time.
Right. Because I
Uh,
mean, the show is supposed to come out half a year. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah.
so
So it just feels like that's not gonna happen anymore. It's gonna be
yeah,
pushed back a little
definitely
bit.
not.
They said like while they're changing a lot of scenes, they're also keeping a few scenes and episodes as well, but just a lot of different elements will be changed. So I don't really know what more to you know say on that outside of like, man, this it's just unfortunate, and it feels like that's kind of the case with a bunch of things lately. Like they're scrapping TV shows now. Um,
I'm mid production, just throwing everything away, starting over.
I
Like
know I feel bad for
mid
it's just like,
production.
damn, man, it's like it's just not a great look, and then the strikes too that
Yeah.
are like sitting there, and it's like,
And
damn,
that's
like
the strikes make the situation worse.
everything
Just off of,
worse.
going back yeah. And
Yeah.
Daredevil being, on Netflix, like that's some people consider that like sacred text, you know what I mean? Like people love the Daredevil Netflix show. Like so
Right.
they I understand why they're, you know what I mean? I'm all for, if you gotta make changes, if
Yeah.
you gotta push back, do what you gotta do, just try to make the show as best as it can possibly be. And I hope that them doing this is them leaning more towards the vibe of the Daredevil Netflix show. Like I wonder if that has something to do with it, if it was two Marvel Studios, you know what I mean?
Oh, you think they maybe like look back and want more of the Netflix kind of style?
Because if you were asked people, that's what they would want. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need a season 4, but you can keep the same tone, the dark gritty,
Mm,
like that fits Daredevil. That fits that side, that corner of the universe. So
right.
maybe that has something to do with it. Also, like the him not suiting up for the first 2-3 episodes. That's kind of along the same lines as the first Blade script that had like what like one or two action scenes, and they scrapped that.
Yeah.
So
It's
maybe I
like
don't know. Maybe
get
it
to
has something to do with
the
that.
right. It's like get to the good stuff early. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I think
right. You got to
that's
hook people in.
hook people in. Get to the goods early, and I think that's I think I've been seeing that being kind of shouted out by a lot of people and content creators and stuff like that. Like, I used to follow. I mean, not used to. Like, Den of Nerds, Josh, Den of Nerds. Um,
Mhm.
you know, especially back in the day. But like, even recently, he's just been on this whole like get to the hype stuff like early, and I kind of do agree with
Yeah,
him. Like, just it needs to like embrace the hype, I guess,
right. Yeah,
Um, as much as I like some of these smaller TV shows and stuff like that, some of these smaller characters, I like I think their whole thing is like, oh, let's dive into these smaller characters and just really explore that character, their true like desires and everything like that, and what makes them who they are. They really dive into these characters, but like I think a lot of people want to see like the events and stories that are most
the
popular with
mainstream
these characters.
audience. Yeah, the mainstream audience don't really give a shit about that. You know what I mean? They want to see the set pieces and stuff. We like that stuff, but
Yeah,
I definitely agree. Like we're clicking on these projects because we want to see Daredevil. We're clicking
right.
on these projects because we want to see them in action. You know what I mean? Like it's cool to see the alter ego. It's cool to take a different route. You can do that, but at the end of the day, people are here for Daredevil. People want Daredevil. Like
Yeah, yeah. He's that guy that people been feeding for Daredevil. Man, people are huge Daredevil fans. I don't think I'm as big as like some of these people out there on Daredevil, but like,
yeah, same.
especially when people are going crazy over the Foggy Karen thing. I'm sitting there like, I don't, you know,
I don't
they're
care.
cool, they're cool, but
Yeah,
I don't need them. I
yeah,
just
yeah. I'm the same way.
I'm tuning in for the homie. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like I'm not
Yeah.
really, but it's cool to
Bro,
have him.
how many times did Karen blow it in that Netflix? I think she'll be good. She'll be okay. She'll be fine.
It'll be all right.
She'll be good.
Yeah. Man, there's so like another thing. The Wonder Man series are rumored to be trashed. They are taking it out,
Yeah.
scrapped it.
That's
Um, Unfortunate again, but we talked about this in the group chat, the other group chat that we're in. You know, especially Jam been saying like, bro, he doesn't need his own thing. Like he should be a character that just
yeah.
appears. And I think they could take a lot from kind of what James Gunn is doing with like people just showing up in an already lived in world,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I feel like
Definitely.
just he's somebody that you can just bring in like that. I mean, and because I feel like GM said he doesn't have many like solo stories like that, so it's not really you don't really need to
It's
do that.
always him.
Part of
There's the
the
story with
Avengers,
him and Wanda. At West Coast Avengers, he's always a
yeah,
part of that. Like he doesn't have too many stand out
yeah,
solo stories that I think are good enough to portray in live
yeah,
action. Like Jim, like you said, he can just appear in something. Give him two lines, where he came from, how he got his powers, boom, perfect. Because he's not that big of a character that needs to get his own project. When they announced it, I'm like, cool, Wonder Man, cool, but it's
exactly,
like he doesn't need it,
yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I think me and Jane are gonna do a fun episode. One of these times we record, we're gonna do a whole thing, go down a list of Marvel characters, and kind of put them in a category of like how you would want them to be introduced or how you want to
Right.
see them, right? Because like, I just think that'd be interesting to just like go down a whole list and be like, all right, Ghost Rider, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do we want to see him? Special presentation, a show, a movie, or just like he just appears in something else? He appears
Right.
in somebody else's show, or like he appears in these team ups, stuff like that. Which I think Wonder Man is somebody you can just like he can just appear in someone else's show or like team
Right.
ups or the West Coast Avengers stuff. Like he can just appear and kind of give us the lowdown on him through somebody else's show. You know,
Right.
uh,
Yeah, for sure.
there's a bunch of characters that are like that. And then there's characters that I feel like hey, they can have a movie. They could have a show. Um, Maybe not a show for somebody. Like Ghost Rider right now. I feel like is a perfect special presentation person.
Oh,
But
dude,
then
yeah.
throw him into a lot of stuff too. Just start throwing him in. But like this, I think we're gonna go down like a whole list and just categorize them because it just sucks. I feel like Marvel's looking at all these characters, being able to explore and who the creative people that are in those rooms writing those stories. I feel like they're all like interested in that character and just wanted to dive into those characters. So I feel bad for them that they're kind of changing that kind of thing up, but they
Yeah,
are going with a new route on how they do um, TV shows. Apparently, uh,
dude. The when I saw how they were doing them, that's wild, bro. That's
yeah,
insane.
yeah,
The fact that they're doing them like that and they're still like even as coherent as they are. You know what I mean? Like, because
yeah.
the way like on paper it looks like they just threw the shit together. Like that's kind of what it's like. But the fact
Yeah,
that they weren't doing it this way in the first place is kind of wild.
yeah. And now they're apparently going to change it to we've been seeing now they will have showrunners who will write like pilots, basically like a first episode for something. And show Bibles. I've never heard the term show Bibles. I don't know what that means, but that's what was
There's
been.
the I forgot who it was, but there's like a Bible for the entire side of Wakanda in the MCU. Like it's just like how those people are, how that corner of the world operates, how characters would react, just like little stuff like that, basically. Just stuff that you would go by if you're making a show for a certain character.
Okay, understood. Understood. Yeah, and then we'll have full time TV execs. They're moving away from limited series formats into multi season serialized TV. Um, yeah, so I think and Zen mentioned this a while back. Zen from Listen 3000, shout out them. Mentioned that
Yeah,
like they
shout out
should
my
do,
man.
yeah, they should do pilot episodes. Make sure that what you got going is going to be cool before you like move on into something
Right.
else. See how gauge the the audience and everything. See how it goes, and then move on into deeper stuff. But I think that's good. They're hearing us, which is nice. They're hearing us and they're changing things. Uh, it's just messy, and it continues to.
Yeah.
The more that comes out, the more it's like, damn. I guess it's kind of crazy. Like we got a quote from Kevin Feige. Uh, Apparently, you know, Marvel Studios wanting to reboot, right? Like we've been hearing things about the reboot
Yeah.
and where what they want to do with that, and they have kind of a quote that implies like they're gonna prune everything that's not working and just keep what's working, bring back people you thought were gone forever, which is like wild to me. That like, hey,
Yeah.
something didn't work, you're just gonna prune it away like it never happened, kind of thing.
They're like a
Which
real
is
life TVA, bro.
that's kind of crazy to
Real life
even.
TVA, yeah. That's
Yeah,
wild.
especially after the last episode, where they're left
Yeah.
like, damn, we just pruned it. Like people are just like
Yeah.
dead and gone. So
That's
that
wild,
they're
bro.
gonna do it like as a whole studio, just like prune a whole show. That's
Yeah.
kind of crazy. Think about the people that created those shows. Like that's kind of wild. Like,
Dude,
oh, now our show
that's
never existed. I think you run into
that's
some
Hollywood,
problems like
bro.
that.
Yeah.
Then you run into problems because like what Phase Four? Would you say whatever you did, whatever you want to say about Phase Four? What it did create was people. It created gangs almost. Like, bro, there's Eternals gang, bro. They're out
Yeah.
there. They're
Yeah.
out there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro. For sure.
Miss Marvel gang is out there. Moon Knight gangs are out there.
Yeah.
She Hulk gangs
Uh,
out there, bro. But like, you have people that are actually really go hard for this stuff, for like a portion of Marvel. Because I think like I was saying before, like they intended to hit certain audiences with some of these shows. I think
right, for
it
sure.
did. It did in a way.
Yeah.
So now you don't prune them, and it's like, and you taking away a whole thing that people
Yeah.
love, though. So
That's why I don't know about the like pruning it and just like making it so it never existed. I don't think that's right. I think there's a better way to
there's a
go
better
about
way
it.
to go
Like
about it.
there's a better
Yeah,
way to go about it to say, hey, these things still happen, these things still mattered,
yeah,
but we're moving forward this way. Because
yeah.
just pruning it is just like
That's wild.
that's like a slap in the face, dude. Honestly,
That's
like
wild. And
these
that's
people are working crazy hard to make these projects, and just because people don't like it, and there's always going to be people that don't like it, you're just gonna get rid of it. Like I just there's definitely a better way to go about that.
Yeah, and then he also said that he feels like they're just scratching the surface with Marvel in general
Yeah,
because
I saw that. Yeah,
obviously they want to get to mutants, Fantastic Four, and a lot more Spidey stuff too. So like that's gonna be like what runs the MCU coming shortly. And we talked about before is like I just hope they don't feel like, hey, let's just get there. Like let's just kind of
right.
move through what we have with this multiversal saga and like let's just get there and that be the focus and you don't like give these projects justice. Actually focus on some of these projects that you
Yeah,
have still. I just feel like they're hurt by the response. It feels like I saw another thing that came out like they were shocked at how negatively received Quantumania was. Like shocked. And that was
yeah,
like, damn. Like that kind of hurts. That hurts like
yeah.
on the outside. Like damn, that sucks that they actually felt. I'm sure. I'm sure everybody like when they have a bad project, everybody feels like damn, like they didn't like it like that. But like for them to think that that was like
Like a banger.
banger, yes,
Yeah,
a
they thought it was a
banger.
banger.
And
Yeah,
then
for
to
sure.
receive that, like that sucks,
That
man.
I don't even know, man. That's like shoot,
A
they
lot.
it. The thing is, bro, it's like nothing can be good forever. Things have to go through lows
Yeah.
to grow more. I mean, like, bro, look at Marvel movies in like the '90s and the early 2000s, bro. You know what I mean? Like stuff. There's a roller coaster to these things, and they have to go to these low points, and because they have to learn what they're doing wrong, they have to learn from their mistakes. So I just I hope this doesn't, I hope after this multiverse saga, soft reboot traditional 616 comic accurate universe because I think that'll help them a lot because there's just they're starting to I wouldn't say they're getting into the realm of the DCEU, but it's just like people are people are still confused about stuff that I don't think we should be confused about. We're almost 4 years into this new saga. We still don't know how some of these things work. We still
Yeah.
don't know. We don't even know who the Avengers are. Like, there's just so much stuff that we don't know, and we have
It's
to
been
figure it out.
4 years. Oh my god.
Bro, WandaVision premiered in 2021. It's about to be 4 years.
Oh man. That is that's rough. Speaking of
Yeah,
WandaVision, we saw the head writer. The head writer say basically the finale was just this ongoing question during production. Uh
yeah,
which like again, man, you it's something with these 6 episode like series. Like they have like a beginning, they kind of do something in the middle, and then at the end, it's
and it's
like
just
it's hard to
yeah,
end it. It's hard to end it in 6 episodes. But even WandaVision wasn't even six though. It was what like 9,
nine.
something
Yeah, it
like
was
that.
nine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like
but I mean, look at the story that they were trying to tell. Like, you
yeah,
probably wouldn't need more than nine. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and I mean, and WandaVision was a banger all the way through, and it was just like
oh, for
hard
sure.
for them to end it on such a banger that like everybody's happy with.
More is
I,
satisfied and it feels earned. Like, yeah,
yeah, it's just it's got to be something with the way the Disney formula. I don't know because it's the same thing with like hear people say the same thing about like Star Wars too. So many
yeah,
Star Wars shows like they don't it'd be even with the latest one with Ahsoka, a lot of people were like that ending something with that ending just like didn't hit as well as like the rest of the show, but um I feel like that's something they got to figure out like how to end
right.
where it's
Yeah, I mean,
still
that's like introducing a new formula and like so with a 6 episode miniseries, like we have more time like with these characters, but they're telling more emotional stories. So I think once they get to these points and then the character realizes what they have to do or who they have to become, and then it's just the end big final battle.
yeah
Um, then we'll see him in the next project or whatever. But then it's just like it just feels kind of quick because
it is
it was like
quick
that with every episode.
yeah
The character development between episodes 3 and like episode 6 of most of these shows is almost instant sometimes, and it feels way too quick, and it doesn't feel as earned. I
Yeah.
think that's why people like I love Miss Marvel. The finale for Miss Marvel was definitely not one of my favorite episodes of that show. Like to me, the earlier episodes were
The
my
early
favorite.
episodes are great.
Yeah, like in it, it's just it's the Disney slash Marvel. It's the end of this project. We gotta have a villain. Our heroes gotta punch somebody. It's
And,
that thing.
and that's what's crazy about Loki because it's completely different than that. I think that's
Yeah,
why people
exactly,
love Loki. And it's like,
exactly. That's
bro,
yeah,
like, and I feel like, man, if you're Marvel Studios, you need to study your own show with Loki. Like, study
yeah,
Loki and be like, why is this show like so well received? It's like we talked about it in a podcast that I'm gonna have. I have to finish editing it because the audio is awful. Like my mic like cuts off, so I'm still editing it. But like we were talking about, like Loki took huge swings, man.
yeah,
It took
for sure.
huge swings, and it's like
Yeah,
I feel like all the other ones, like Loki didn't play it safe at all. You know, introducing the TVA, the Void, new variants, new
yeah.
villain, the big villain,
Dude,
through
Loki's weird,
in a
bro.
really clever way. Yeah, like you gave us all these different things, and then you gave us fan service on top of it. It's like
Crazy fan service,
you're
bro.
right. Things were happening. You developed Loki in a very interesting way. You introduced us to new stuff, new concepts. Gave us a new villain, and then yeah, like you gave us all these things.
Kicked off the multiverse saga.
Yeah, it kicked off a whole
Like,
saga.
yeah,
Like it's a whole. Obviously, you can't do that with everything. You can't introduce like a crazy, huge, big bad and
right.
everything. You can't give us some things that are totally new. But like, I don't know. It took swings, man. It was it was comfortable being outside of its comfort. So
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
it's a show that really knows itself. Like I said before, like it has an identity. It works very well.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
So yeah, that's they gotta figure. I mean, they gotta figure it out. Like they're scrapping a lot. Heard that even like Vision Quest possibly getting scrapped.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and that's a lot of like the West Coast side of the
right.
MCU. That
And it
sucks
seems like
too.
that's what they were kind of gearing towards with, Shang-Chi being over there, Ant-Man's in San Francisco. Like,
Yep, yep. So yeah, man, we got this reboot basically coming. Uh, and then we got like this mess that they have everywhere with the delays and just changing their whole creative process. It's gonna be interesting, like how they, like, what the other side of this looks like. It's gonna be interesting to me.
yeah,
Um,
definitely, dude.
how they get out of it. But I have two questions, basically, with all of mine. Do you think that the MCU needs to like take a year off and give us, them just work on things, have everything that they want set, whole like new creative process, whatever they need to do, filming, all whoever like whatever projects needs filming, whatever needs a creative team, all of that, and just like also give us time to miss them a little bit. Because that's my question. Is like,
Yeah,
do we need
yeah.
time to just like miss them a little bit? And then like,
Bro, I,
I think that added to
I
WandaVision. When we took that year off and they gave
dude,
us
yeah,
WandaVision, it was like we were starving for that.
yeah. I agree with that. I'm gonna have to say, I say yeah, bro. Like, because I mean, think about how when the MCU first started, Iron Man was 2008. We got the next movie, what, 2 years later?
Yeah,
Was Hulk 2 years later? Like, there was a gap in between these movies, but I mean, the last since 2021, bro, we've gotten 3, 4 projects a year,
yeah,
shows and movies. So it's that, focusing on quality over quantity. And I definitely think taking a year off, hiring people, getting rid of people that, aren't doing what they need to do,
yeah,
make sure you get good writers and you actually, take time and listen to a good pitch from a writer of a story that, you know what I mean? Just like,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree. Just that's like when you get your heart broke, bro. You gotta disappear. You gotta focus on your game. You just gotta grind it out, and you gotta come back. You gotta shine, man.
Oh
That's what Marvel
man,
needs to do, dude. Because there's been a lot. Like I love Marvel.
yeah.
There's been a lot of stuff in the last 2 3 years, dude. There's been a lot. So
Which brings me to my other question. Marvel's in a weird state right now. Got some things that just haven't worked well with its audience, but I feel like I've always felt like this too. Like if you subtract some of the like negative stuff and just you kept, I'm gonna go down the list. If you subtract like the bad phase four or like the bad beginning of phase five, and you're left with like the stuff that people did respond well to, like, are we looking at this thing totally different? So like say phase four started, which started off with a sour taste anyway, with Black Widow and like Scarlett
yeah,
Johansson not, getting her dues and stuff like that. Like
yeah.
that almost like, I mean, it didn't kick, I don't know if it kicked off the strikes, but like that was it was like the strikes
That was like the
before the
starter.
strikes. Right. It was like the strikes
Yeah,
before it even happened. But like, the whole Black Widow thing, say you took out Black Widow, but you kept Loki, kept WandaVision. You can keep What If. Say you took out Falcon and Winter Soldier, but you kept Shang-Chi, which is arguably one of the better starts, origin
yeah.
superhero
One thousand
movies.
percent. Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
Say you took away the controversial Eternals, but you kept Spider-Man No Way Home. Banger. Like that's a banger.
Banger. Yeah,
Say you took out Hawkeye, but you kept, I mean, you keep Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Say, because I love both of
don't
these.
say it. Don't say
I
it.
love these. I love
Don't
both of
say
these.
it. I know what you're about to say. Don't say it,
So
bro.
say you kept either Moon Knight or Miss Marvel. You kept one of those, right? I think they're both in the same bin. I feel like,
Yeah, yeah. They people people didn't love them. Most people didn't love them, and most people didn't hate them. Like there's just like
yeah,
people just like, eh. I
yeah,
loved it though.
right. I like them both. But say you kept
Yeah,
one of them kept Werewolf by Night. You kept the other holiday special. Say Thor: Love and Thunder never existed, but you kept Wakanda Forever. Say Quantumania never happened. Kept Guardian. Like say you kept like the banger. That's a good.
bro.
You know
Those
what I'm
are
saying? Those
bangers.
are
Those are
bangers.
bangers.
Those are bangers.
Yeah,
And you're looking at this
bangers,
whole
bro.
thing, and I try to compare it to like phase one, two, three of phase more phase one and two of like
Right, right.
the MCU first started. Like we didn't get we still, even if you take all that out, we still didn't get as much as what I just named. We got,
No,
how many movies were in a phase? Like phase two.
dude.
Maybe like,
Phase two was Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, Guardians, Age of Ultron, Ant Man. 5 movies.
yeah. No Cap movie in that?
Oh, Winter Soldier. Six
Winter
movies.
Soldier. Okay, so like six movies.
Six movies.
I just named one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. I still named 10 bangers. That's all within,
Bangers,
yeah,
bro. Yeah.
right. That's in phase four in the start of phase five. So I still look at, it's hard for me because I still look at like, damn, they still gave us quality. Even
Yeah.
you can say more quality than other
Right.
phases
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
there's more bangers in this phase than others, but like there's just a lot more non as well, a lot more non bangers.
Yeah. And that's what it is. People like, there was after, trying to live up to the hype of Endgame and stuff, it's like at that point, Marvel could do no wrong. Then it's like, okay, yeah, this movie, Black Widow wasn't that good, but this WandaVision show was fire. Loki, fire.
Fire.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. And like,
It's
so
controversial.
once
I
people
actually went
started,
back and I like that. I like the show,
oh,
but
I like
yeah,
Falcon and Winter
when I
Soldier.
go,
Yeah,
it's
Falcon and
just
Winter
other
Soldier's
people.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that show. But it's just like once they started, which it was inevitable, once they started making projects that weren't as good as the stuff that they were making before, people are just like, oh, Marvel's losing it,
Yeah,
Marvel's done.
yeah.
But it's like, dude, you're not even focusing on, like you said,
The
the 10
good,
bangers that they dropped
right?
within that same phase. Like, yeah. So
Wow, bro, it's wild. They really got like I always forget we got Spider Man. That was a spectacle to watch.
dude,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
movie, bro, I was literally starstruck watching that movie, bro. Because Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. So like,
Yeah,
and I'm a really big Andrew Garfield Spider-Man fan. Like I like the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I like
same,
them for what they are.
same.
But like seeing Andrew Garfield get that redemption, bro, and it's like, oh man, you can make me rewatch that movie. That movie, oof, that movie is a banger for sure.
uh, yeah, it's yeah, it's just hard. It's hard to like see MCU in a state like this, and it's like it almost
Dude,
feels
right
like
when you
panic
love it so
mode.
much.
Yeah, it's like you can feel they're in panic mode a little bit, but like
Yeah, for
they're
sure.
also because you want them to get to the bangers as well. You want them to get to the X Men mutant stuff. You want them to get to the Fantastic Four. You really want to see how they would handle those
Right. Yeah.
within already have. Just be
But I
fire,
mean,
but
like, honestly, bro, it's like I'm glad they're going through this stuff before they get to that. Like, hopefully they have these things sorted out before they get to that stuff. Because if that stuff isn't received well by fans, the MCU might be done. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Because
yeah,
X-Men, like that's X-Men is sacred text. Like people love
sacred
X-Men,
text.
dude. So like if
You're
they
not
can't get
wrong.
that right, that will be
You're not
an
wrong.
issue. I will be scared at that point. I think all this other stuff, it's like, okay, people don't like She-Hulk, but nobody even reads She-Hulk comics.
Yeah.
Like everybody's seen the X-Men movies, everybody loves X-Men. It's like, dude, so once they start, if that starts messing up, hopefully it doesn't, that's when I'll be like, okay, I'm a little scared.
Oh shit.
Yeah, for real.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Once they do that. But like, people not liking a She-Hulk, not She-Hulk, but like a Miss Marvel show or something. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
she's not like a crazy, crazy popular hero, anyways. Like, she's popular amongst us, but mainstream wise, not really. But yeah, that's what I'm just glad that they're going through all this now. Like you said, just take a year off, Marvel. Just delay it, delay everything again. I don't care. Delay what you got to delay, dude. Like,
Right.
just as long as you're making these projects the best that you can make them, I'm not complaining.
Facts. I agree. I agree. Um, yeah, let's get into some of the other small news before we get into. I mean, not even small, but let's get into other stuff before we jump into Loki. Um, recap. I guess another small news. New the Werewolf by Night in color.
Yeah,
I
I'm
get it in
excited for
color.
that.
I have to tune into
Dude,
that.
this Friday, if you're a comic book fan, this Friday is the best day of the year, dude. I promise you. Spider-Man 2,
Uh,
Loki,
uh,
World by Night in Color,
yeah,
and we got Loki leading up to the Marvels, like
that's gonna be
Gen
great.
Gen V, that's out. Like, bro, comic book fans are Invincible season 2 is about to drop. That trailer is fire. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm sorry to cut you off, but
No, you good. You
it's a
good.
good time to be a comic book fan, man. Just people just appreciate what these people are making. This
Yeah.
stuff is crazy hard. This stuff is crazy. People complain about CGI and stuff, but I don't think people understand. You are trying to make something realistic out of literally nothing and make it interact with real people on sets. Like, just it's super easy to find the bad stuff and things. Just appreciate this stuff, man. Because growing up as kids reading comics, you know what I mean? Did you ever think that we would get this far into a Marvel cinematic universe? So it's, you know what I mean? Like, they're going through a rough patch right now, yeah. But I'm just grateful that we even got this far. I mean, I was in first, second grade when the MCU started. I'm 22 years old now, so
Right. Sheesh. That's
yeah,
crazy.
man.
That's
Yeah,
crazy. First,
yeah,
second grade, bro. 22 years
yeah.
old now. Oh man, that's wild.
I'll be pushing 30 when Secret Wars finally comes out, dude. I know it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
That's my little tangent, man. But
you're
just
good.
yeah.
Oh, that's great. No, I definitely agree with that. That's why I don't even. I hate when people just like love to point out bad CGI and negativity and
Dude,
stuff. It's like, all
oh my
right,
gosh.
like okay, I get it. We all see it, dude. We get it.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not. I'm not stressed. Like that's not stressing me.
That's not, yeah, that's not gonna ruin the movie for me, bro. Like,
It doesn't.
yeah,
I understand. It's literally not real.
not, but it's like that's impossible to ever be real. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah,
So yeah, I agree with that. The Marvels just sucks, man. Do you have your tickets, bro? Do you have your tickets? I got
I
mine.
don't. I'm getting my tickets this week.
Got you. Yeah, got mine, man. I'm
I'm
going
getting
to
my tickets
see
this
it.
week.
You know,
You
obviously the
going Friday?
going Thursday before the watch.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm going at like 6, and then coming back home doing the watch party. Uh, yeah, it's not a long movie anyway, so I don't have to. I don't
yeah,
have
that's clutch.
to. I'm not pushing it.
Yeah.
Not gonna be pushing it or anything like that. So, yeah, I'm gonna be back in time, set up the watch party, and watch the finale of Loki. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun day.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to try to make that one the finale. I'm gonna have to try to make that watch party for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we'll talk about it because I feel like some things are gonna happen. We
Yeah,
talked
man.
about it a little bit earlier too in another
Yeah,
show, but um, yeah, man, the Marvels tracking to earn 50 million to 75 million in domestic box office opening weekend. Pre-sales trends are currently 69% behind, basically 42% behind. So it's not getting the box office, the pre-box office, so, which hurts, you know. But I think that what I'm hoping is that people carry this movie. Hoping the word of
yeah,
mouth carries it. I think it's going to be a fun time. I think the cast are going to kill it. I think even as black people, bro, like this is our first black
dude.
director um,
Yeah,
in the MCU, our first female black uh, in the
yeah.
MCU, getting her first movie.
With a
That is
mainly female cast, like
mainly female
that's
cast.
huge.
Yeah, it's yeah diversity going on in here too. Like so, um, I just want to support it. I think it's going to be fun. Like even outside of all of that, like I think it's just gonna be a fun movie. So
That's the vibe that I'm getting from it too.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
extremely excited to like.
I think it's gonna be like a crazy, crazy spectacle.
I
Crazy
think I think
spectacle.
it might be. I don't want to say it's gonna be the best because I mean Guardians was this year. I think it might be their
Yeah,
best movie. I think it can
yeah. I think it has potential, dude. I don't know.
has
We'll see
potential.
though. It has potential.
Would be the MCU's
Those,
lowest ever opening, which belongs to second lowest. First one wasn't on.
yeah, they didn't really. They were still figuring stuff out. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that's an insane loss if you think about it. Because I remember last time we talked, you said that the Marvel's budget was like right underneath Endgame.
Yeah.
Like that's insane, dude. That's a crazy loss. I hope this movie does. Dude, because I hope this movie does well. Because I'm a fan of Captain Marvel. I'm a fan of all three of those characters. I really, really like all three of those characters. So I hope it does
Max.
well.
Let's see what we got. Um, Speaking of like the trailer, the last trailer we got it, the Bifrost.
Yeah, yeah,
Bifrost in a new team. I think that
that's wild, bro. I don't know because that's the thing. It's like we're not getting Thor back already, are we? Like in this, that's kind
nah.
of bro. I
I
don't
think
know.
I think a lot of people think it's the Valkyrie
Oh yeah,
relationship
yeah,
possibly. Everybody's teasing the
yeah.
relationship with Captain Marvel. Maybe who knows? Um, but they're
They said she's
teasing.
supposed to be like married or something in this movie. Something came out a while back about that, or
I didn't see any of that, but I did see like some speculation that like Valkyrie and Captain Marvel have a connection. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I've been seeing something about Captain Marvel in a relationship or something. So
That's all I can think of. Bifrost, Valkyrie,
that's it. Yeah,
maybe this movie. But I haven't seen anybody actually like come out and say like, "Hey," because usually leaks and rumors like that would be
Right, yeah. We
already
would hear
out.
about that. Yeah, Tessa
Yeah,
Thompson would. Yeah, we would know about that.
we know about it.
That's which is kind of yeah. I
So
don't know, dude. That kind of
that's interesting though. I like that the
that's
Bifrost
very
in it.
interesting. It's different.
Just add
Yeah,
all these different kind of elements to it. Again, take swings, man. Take swings.
big
And
swings.
take
Yeah.
swings. That's my whole thing now. Take the swings.
Or bro, what if it's okay? All
Oh,
right.
awesome,
Crazy theory.
awesome.
We've been hearing rumors about incursions.
Yeah,
What if it's just a different universe? Like Monica gets. We've been hearing Monica's going to get stuck on the other side of some incursion. Maybe, maybe.
awesome.
What if it's a Thor from a different universe or something? I don't know because I just don't know. Does King Valkyrie? She doesn't have access to the Bifrost because she has the Pegasus.
Yes, and I don't know. And where would she even be coming from? Because isn't she not?
Yeah,
How did Thor: Love and Thunder end? Are they not in New Asgard, which is already on Earth?
yeah. They're still in New Asgard. She's still in New Asgard. I don't know where Thor and Love went, but she's still King Valkyrie in New Asgard. So she didn't die. So
Oh, she wouldn't. But she wouldn't use the Bifrost unless she's going. Unless the Marvels aren't wherever they're at. We're just gonna have to. We just have to see. I can't
yeah,
even
I don't know,
really.
man. That's bringing up some questions. Yeah,
Yeah, like where's it coming from, and where's it going to? Like, the path.
yeah,
I don't know where. And Bifrost is in the movie. Got confirmation of that. We also did see somebody caught a clip of Photon like within the crowd. She's like moving through people, like she's phasing through people. So
that's hard.
that's dope.
That's
I already
tough.
know I'm gonna love
Yeah,
her powers, her
yeah, that's
skill
gonna be
set.
tough, dude.
Like
Yeah,
she can just like phase and stuff like that. Oh man, turn her whole
because I
body
mean,
to
she was just
energy.
basically just like, is she basically just energy? Honestly,
Yeah,
like, is that what she is? Like,
so
yeah, man. Yeah, she's gonna be insane.
definitely get your tickets for the Marvels. Check that movie out when it comes out November 9th, I believe. I'll be going to see it November 8th, Thursday.
I'll probably
And
be
then
going that Sunday or that Saturday or something like
Saturday.
that. So, yeah.
Yeah, if you can, check out the movie that weekend. Tune into the watch party. Loki season 2 finale will be that day as well. Tune in for sure. Speaking of Loki, let's jump into
Let's
it.
get it. Let's
Jump
get it.
into it, man. And we're gonna tie some things to multiversal, the multiverse and Secret Wars a little bit too. Because I think my theory. I've been seeing
Yeah.
a lot more people come out and say that's what they think too, so I can't even claim it as my own thing now. Yes,
No, you said it first, bro.
a while back, man, I was like, "Yo, I think he's gonna be the guy."
Yeah, the TVA is definitely the shield. There's always some, organization in
Mhm.
the MCU. So that the TVA is definitely that. And dude, honestly, bro, like when I think about it more and more and watching the show, it's like, who else would?
And
You know
I
what I
think it's
mean?
literally that team that we see watching the
Yeah.
timelines get pruned, and they're all like
Right.
feeling some
Yeah.
type of way about it. I think it's that team that's like everybody that's in that room is gonna be a part of this, and like they're
Yeah.
gonna be the ones to
Definitely.
change things up.
Because they actually understand. Like they get it. Like yeah. So yeah. The
They're
more
able to
the more I'm
think for
watching,
themselves now a little bit.
exactly. Yeah.
Um, yeah, let's go over a little bit of this Loki season 2 episode. Let's go over episode 1 a little bit. Um, you were there with us in the watch party, but
Yes, sir.
Loki season 2 basically kicks off, back into the TVA right after season 1. Sylvie kicks him through, and basically we saw the King statue. Everything was King and Mobius and B. It was B. What is it? 16?
B-15.
B-15. Don't recognize Loki at all. Everybody thought like, hey, this is a new day, like this is a whole nother like timeline or something like that. And turns out real quick we learned that it's just back in the past. They don't know who
Right.
Loki is yet. Um, so we figured that out, and then we also figure out that he's time slipping, going to the past, going to the future, and the present, and figure out not even they give us a scene, but then they clarify it later that because of this, him going in the past and doing things in the past, it's like updating in the future.
Right.
It's a
Yeah.
cool concept. It's updating the present. That was done with like there was like a crack in the TVA and it was still there. And he went to the present
Yeah.
kind of thing.
And
So
he asked Casey if that was there, and he was like, "Yeah, it's always been here."
always been
So
yeah.
yeah,
So it just kind
yeah,
of updates, and we get confirm that basically when he meets Ouroboros, OB,
yeah.
and like it's time slipping,
I'm in OB.
meeting him in the past, and then back
Yeah.
into the future. He's creating things in the past that he's using in the present. We get that concept to us, which how do you feel about that time slipping, the past updating the present, the future?
I I like the concept. I remember Jam saying when we were watching it, he was saying like that's not how they explained it in Endgame, and I like the concept. And then what I'm gonna go with is that the TVA is just on its separate own timeline. Like Mobius even
Yeah,
said in the first season, time passes differently here in the TVA. So maybe the TVA, I'm assuming the TVA is just on its own timeline
its own
thing.
thing.
So whatever happens there can affect that, but nothing else can affect the TVA outside of the TVA. But I like the concept. That scene was really funny with
Yeah,
Loki talking to him in the past. But I really liked it. So
yeah, I agree, and I think that just going off of my theory of them winning at the end, of Loki winning at the end, and possibly choosing heroes that are in these versions and taking them out, and hopefully battling King and stuff like that. I think
right.
that uh, he's going to figure out this time slipping thing, start using the past to like benefit him in the present.
Ah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So they'll figure things out, and I think that's how we're going to meet Victor Timely. He's going to have to go to the past, and Victor Timely's in the past, and he's got to
Oh, so you think it's trying to stop it before it gets bad
before
type of
he,
deal?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Which I don't know if I guess my question out of that is I think that's obviously what happens. They go to the past
Right, yeah.
to see Victor. But I guess my question is Victor Timely also who remains? Are they the same person?
Ah,
You know what I'm saying? Or like does Victor
yeah.
Timely become he who remains?
Right.
Or is it totally different? Because they're not the same looking character from what we can tell. Um, I just don't know if how they're going to if it's not the same character, how do you explain like Victor Timely maybe creating all of this TVA stuff and then electing another variant to like I have no idea.
Right, yeah.
Um, but I think that's how they're gonna have to use time slipping thing. But I also think what's interesting, I saw Fat Thor, shout out Fat Thor, and then again bring up how things changed from the TVA in the past to the present. How like in the past, King space is everywhere. And
Right.
then like in the present, it's like hidden. The statue's not there anymore.
It's the
The
timekeepers,
timekeepers
yeah.
is the fake timekeepers is set there. Remember he prunes the wall and it's like three king heads and stuff
All
like
the
that.
king, yeah.
So it's like where like what happened? I also want to know that question. Like what happened to
Right.
where like he was like the face of all of this to like the man in the back, the
Yeah,
man behind the
that's
mirror kind of
definitely
thing.
that's the thing. It's like so is like He Who Remains said he won the multiversal war. So did this Kang just create the TVA, and then He Who Remains came through and said, "Hey, I got a better way of doing this." It's That's where they get kind of confusing the way that they explain things, because then they kind of go back on things that they already explained, and it's like I don't know. So I'm not sure. The way they've been doing it, they've been doing Kangs or different variants, and I think they're going to stick with that. to keep things simplified for people because that's then people start getting confused. Like if they say Victor Timely will become He Who Remains, so I think Victor Timely is just a variant, but I do think he has something to do with the origin of the TVA
Right.
for sure.
I think yeah, I think that's because
Yeah,
why else would you? You know,
right.
I just
Yeah,
feel like
I
he's the
think he
one.
does have something to do with the origin of the TVA. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see that. But what else happens in episode one? Got the time slipping. Uh, oh, Loki hears that recording on a Renslayer
Yeah.
and Kang. It was interesting, basically confirming that they're tight. You know,
Right.
which I
Yeah.
think that's the thing in the comics, right? They have like kind of a relationship in the comics, and some
Yeah.
movies people say that.
He's like he's kind of like how Thanos is with Death in the comics. Like he's like trying to be with her so bad, but she kind of wants nothing to do with him. But in recent years, it's been more like they kind of rule things together. But at
Yeah,
first, it was like he was like trying to chase her and everything. But to me, it seems like she's just kind of I don't know if they'll go down the romantic route in MCU. It sounds like she's just kind of like was like a general or something for him, maybe.
yeah. It seems like that she's just like down. She's on
Right.
his side
Yeah.
like 100%. Uh,
And that got me thinking. And it's like, did did she see how things really were and try to go against him and then he wiped her
right,
memory and demoted her
right.
because
Like
she was yeah
exactly. That's another thing. Like, is she memory wiped or is she
right
somebody that has seen everything and he left her as is kind of? She also didn't know who he was in the first
yeah
season, so like there's got to be some kind of memory thing going on there. But yeah, I'm interested to see how much she does know. I also agree
definitely
with Fat Thor saying like I think there's more to. And he got me thinking on like there's interesting to see the way Owen Wilson's character and OB's character how they are so important to the TVA. Like they almost feel different than other TVA agents. It's almost like
right
they may know more than they know. That makes,
yeah
he said it that way, and I'm like that got me thinking like they may know more, they just haven't like unlocked that. Man,
yeah dude because that's the thing with OB it's like we know from season one that there's like a propaganda department like there's nobody's name is on anything so for OB to have this handbook that he wrote and his picture is in it and his name is in it I think he's more important than he's letting on, honestly. Because for him to even, have a face and a name in the TVA where everybody has, letter number designations, like
yeah,
it's definitely kind of odd. Same with Mobius. Mobius is like oddly important too. Like,
right. They feel a lot more. They feel a little bit more important in a way that
yeah,
might like be revealing. You know,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so I definitely want to keep an eye out on that too. When I watch it. What more is it? More to
right.
Mo. I feel like there's going to be some kind of revelation in the show that we're going to be like, oh, you know,
Yeah,
something
definitely.
about Mobius is going to come out. I feel like they're kind of picking at him in both these episodes. Of like, you know,
Especially
both
the second episode.
second episode, right? They're picking
Yeah,
it at him like,
yeah,
don't you want to know like who you are outside the
right.
timeline and like all this kind of stuff. So, they're definitely dissecting season, especially first season was obviously
I like
him on
I
Loki,
like
and
the
now it's
character
like
too. So.
Mobius.
Right. Yeah.
We got to figure out him. It's interesting.
Right, yeah, because they got Loki back to the point they wanted him. Loki, he's anti-hero. He'll do a little bit good. He'll do a little bad. They wanted to
Yeah,
get him back to that point, but now
yeah.
it's like people really really like Mobius. And it's like okay, let's dive into this character. You know what I mean? Like they set up the whole jet ski thing, dude. I hope we see Mobius on a jet ski. We got to
everybody,
see Mobius on a jet ski, dude.
everybody wants
But
it for
yeah,
sure. Let's see. Yeah, basically Loki keeps being pulled past and present, time slipping. We meet OB down in the what is the room called? Just like in the basement, TVA.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called.
Uh, yeah, he's basically he does a lot of maintenance on TVA. Yeah,
No
that's
organization skills at all.
right. And then it basically ends. It basically ends with Sylvie kind of, in the future, Loki's like,
Yeah.
doesn't know where he's at. He's running throughout the TVA. Sylvie like opens the thing, the elevator, and it's like, there you are. And then Loki gets pruned from the back.
Oh, I think Loki pruned him. I think that was future Loki, bro. Because why would she say "there you are"? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like she was looking for him, so there was a Loki there.
I think so
I
too.
was gonna I was gonna ask you that question. Like, who do you think pruned him? I think it was his future self that runs the TVA.
That runs the TVA. Yeah, I think somebody saw like they slowed it down and caught like a shot, and it looks like a Loki and like a black
Yeah,
suit
I
kind of
definitely
thing.
think it's a Loki, dude. I definitely think it's a Loki. Just off of her reaction.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. It's like their future selves are already doing things. Like it's in motion,
Right.
right? Like
Yeah.
the present is figuring out things in the past, and like they're trying to figure out things there, but then their future selves are already in motion.
Right.
And like they're doing
It's
things,
crazy, bro. Yeah.
which is crazy to think about. Like we're about to get to a place that is already happening. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it feels like. Um,
Yeah, bro. That's a dude. That's why I love this show.
yeah, no, they make you think a little bit. They make you think.
Yeah, for real.
We get introduced to the like general ladies, the older ladies that are like having that meeting because they're talking
Yeah.
about pruning timelines and finding Sylvie, um, and got the homeboy who we can just jump right into. So two is an actor in this life, and it opens up really well. They're really cool because it's Loki being menacing Loki, chasing somebody.
Bro.
He's almost like in his element, like bad guy element.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have a scene where he shadows and the horns and stuff. It's like, oh, they ate with that scene.
Bro, they because we don't really we haven't really seen Loki use his powers. Not at least not in
Yeah,
the show. Like powers like that. Like that was such a creative way to use that. Like even when Brad first ran out the alley and he looked to his right, Loki already started the illusion. There was already two people sitting on the alley, so he already just put that in his brain that those people were there. So it's like then he's
that was.
that was fire. Yeah, that scene was tough, bro.
I hope we can get
Yeah,
a little
for
bit more
sure.
of that too.
Yeah, me too.
We
Me
don't know
too.
how much longer we're going to be able to see Loki. You know, 'cause
Right.
if he's not
Yeah.
out there in the field doing things, he's controlling things behind the scenes. Like how often are we going to see Loki?
Yeah.
Also, sidebar, I really love the way Sylvie fights. I think she fights like an assassin,
Yeah.
which is really
Yeah,
cool to
bro.
me.
Yeah, she's badass,
The
dude.
way she
Yeah.
moves is very different than the way Loki moves.
Right.
Cool. But yeah, it starts with them basically trying to find Sylvie, do find Donald's timeline, get that. What is the guy's name? His name is like X
The
something.
X5?
X5. Yeah,
Yeah.
they get
He's
that.
so ugh.
Yeah, they get that out of him, which I love the interrogation scene. Very
Yeah.
tense, you know.
That was fire. Yeah.
Yeah, Loki was he didn't care.
Loki wasn't playing with him. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
and I
wasn't playing with him.
put him in the box. I was like, yo, 'cause I would have bitched out early. I would have been like, yo,
Bro,
I'd have bitched out
that's
like, yo,
crazy. Like,
yeah. I don't know why he waited that
oh
damn
yeah,
long. Uh,
that's
yeah,
insane.
we reunion. He sees Sylvie. Also another tense moment, a different way. We're like meet for the first time again. While she's not having it. He's telling her like, look, things are happening in TV. Timelines are being pruned. Like we need to move now. I think that I was right with this whole Kang thing. He's basically saying that like this Kang thing's happening.
Yeah,
and she's like just not having it. She don't care. She wants to live her life. She's content with her decisions that she's made. She just wants to work at a McDonald's. Cool.
But
It's a cool
I
perspective to
understand. You
show.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, like for someone who's never really had a life, like you can't be mad at her
exactly.
for wanting that.
They plucked her out of her timeline. She was young.
She was a
She'd
kid.
been on
Yeah,
the run at the end of disasters, end of timelines, like disasters,
yeah.
moments, hiding in those, going timeline to timeline, basically being a stealth assassin, Loki magic.
Bro, she was crazy.
Her whole life has been that. So she's like, I'm good.
Right.
I, I don't want to. He's like, I believe in all. I think one of my favorite lines in the first episode was trying to explain it to Mobius, and he's saying like it made sense to him. He's like the
Yeah,
way that he explained it, it made sense. Like that was my favorite line. I think that's my favorite line in the whole show so far.
yeah.
Like it's really
That was
clicking for
fire.
Loki. He's like he's scared. He's scared.
Yeah,
Like it made
dude.
sense the way
Oh
he was
man,
explaining it. Like
yeah.
this is ridiculous. He's so scared.
He was terrified, dude. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It basically ends with everybody in the room, watching these timelines get pruned,
Dude.
disappear, and they all have feelings. Interesting, like they have feelings like so many people dead moment.
Yeah.
It's very crazy, which I still feel like it's hard to even show the weight of all of that, like in that one scene of like, and that's so many people being wiped
Bro,
away from
that's like
existence.
you can't even count how many people that is, bro.
Yeah,
Like, oh my goodness.
yeah. So, but I think the actors sold it. They did a good job, like feeling. It's just hard to put in perspective. Like, he really Thanos like
Dude,
so many
bro,
timelines.
like
Like
I Thanos like the multiverse,
the
bro. Not even just
multiverse,
one.
yeah.
Like, oh man. Like I don't even know. I don't know the actress's name, but B15. Her performance so far, bro. I'm loving it. I'm loving her character development, dude.
Yeah,
Like
she's
seriously.
got the faces.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
she can really her
Yeah.
expressions. She can really
Right. Yeah. She
express her
brings it,
stuff.
bro. I'm loving her performance.
Have that. That's basically like how it ends. You know, and like I said, I think it's gonna be everybody that's in that room trying to fix things, but then also worried about Kang. Loki has to convince them about the Kang thing. Still, I think
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
don't really know Kang like that. They don't know He Who Remains. I think Loki's the only one with that in mind. It's like, look, this dude is for real. We need to
Oh
work.
no.
Oh, what happened?
She's starting to bark. She had a dog barking outside. My bad.
No, you good. You good.
I'm
I
not doing
think
that. It's just the sir.
I think that she's the only one that's like, or Loki's the only one that's like focused on Kang. Everybody else is focused on the timelines and stuff. So eventually they're gonna
Right.
have to transition into timelines, but also because of this, Kang.
Exactly. They're gonna
You
have
know
to
what I'm
meet in the
saying?
middle because the
Yeah.
timelines are gonna bring the Kangs. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
Yep.
They're definitely
So
gonna have to figure something out.
um yeah, I think that's where we're moving towards. I think Victor Timely may be in this next episode or the fourth. One of the two, because I think they gotta go find him. They gotta go get him.
Yeah.
Uh they gotta go see some Kang. So I think we're gonna see some timeline or which is which I don't know how, because now I'm confused too, because like they just prune every single timeline. Now it's just one now, one sacred.
Right. Yeah.
So like
I'm not
how are
sure. Yeah.
they how are they I guess they go in the past. They go back to of the sacred. Go back to the
Oh yeah.
past
Yeah.
because
So
Victor
I
Timely's there. So that should make sense. Victor Timely probably is He Who Remains, maybe? They're gonna have to go back to the past in the
yeah.
sacred timeline to find this one Kang. Uh it's gonna be interesting to go see how far, like they're gonna go back certain times, and then keep going back, keep going back, keep going back until they find the right spot.
Right.
I wonder if we get to venture into some of these other times that they go back into, and where's Kang in this step. That'd be
Yeah,
kind of cool too.
definitely.
Um, yeah, I mean, my theory is still alive at this point. My
It
theory is still
is.
alive.
Yes, it
I
is.
think that's what is going to happen. I think that's where we're headed. Um, I think a couple other things I saw online, like Alex Perez from Cosmic Circus said he would expect Kang Dynasty to play out similar to Infinity War, in the sense that there are different storylines and different teams that take on different threats. One team up handles Tut, other handles
Yes.
Centurion, before they converge to take on Fortis. So I think
Yeah.
that'd be interesting. I think again, like I
That's what
think
I've been
Loki's the
hoping.
one, right? I think Loki's the one
Yeah.
that kind of like assembles this. I really do. I think he
Right.
is one that does it. Um, I don't know who else if it wouldn't be. He's the one that understands it.
Yeah. I I would put Ant Man in that conversation, but Ant Man don't got the
That's
pull that Loki
that
has.
is true. Ant Man does realize, but there's
Ant
hopefully
Man
we
Ant Man
get
got a worse version too. But yeah, I don't like Ant Man doesn't have the pull that Loki has at the TVA though. So I think Loki is a more viable option still.
right, and then something with that. I think you were right too. Something with that ending of Quantum Mania, like something's off with
Yeah,
where he's
something's
at. Something's
something's
off,
off.
and that's
Yeah,
gonna be a thing.
definitely. That's gonna be
It,
something. Yeah,
either
for
he's
sure.
not in the right universe, he's
Yeah,
somewhere off. You know,
yeah.
'cause I
That
feel like
was
they
dude.
made
That's
that.
such an underrated scene, bro.
That
Such an
is,
underrated scene.
it
Yeah,
is.
he's just
Um,
walking all happy. And he's just like, oh yeah, that seems fire. Yeah, no, definitely for sure.
uh, I saw that. So something else came out interesting that the producer of Loki season two said an early version of season two featured a full on multiversal war, which that was an interesting thing to say. Like it
Oh,
featured, uh,
that's crazy.
yeah, maybe it was like somewhere on time like they showed like a preview or something of it. I have no
Right.
idea, but apparently it had like the Kings in there. They was showing off. Also, another thing that happened in Loki season two, the last episode, episode two, uh, we did get the Easter egg of Kingo,
Yes, sir.
because of the the acting
Yes,
part. I
sir.
love when the MCU
Yeah.
does that, man. I love just like the little like connections like that.
That's
And
yeah,
you don't
that's
need to do
perfect.
anything
Yeah.
too crazy. Just Kingo.
Right.
We know he's an actor. They were showing off the
That'll
whole
yeah.
thing. Yep, thought that was really
I
cool.
think if I'm not mistaken, too, from because I just rewatched Eternals. I think that sign is the first movie he did. I think.
The first movie he did,
Yeah, that's the first. That's the first film
because
he
they
did.
back in
Yeah.
time. Yeah, that's lit.
Yeah, they way
That's
back.
lit.
Yeah.
I like when they do. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically it. What else you got on Loki? I feel like I'm forgetting some things, but I need to
Um,
rewatch them back to back. Is what I need to do
that's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do before episode three.
before
Yeah.
episode three. I'm gonna
Um,
rewatch them.
I'm not sure, man.
What are
I
your
think we
thoughts on the
touched
key
on
lime
everything.
pie? Do you think there's something to that?
Bro, why is there a whole room of key lime pie? Yeah,
That's all they
that's
eat,
very
bro.
odd.
We have not seen
And
them
key
eat
lime pie
any.
like doesn't look like that. Like it's not
uh,
that color, is it? Like
I think
I don't eat key lime pie, but
it is. I think it is that color. It
I don't think key lime pie is that saturated.
may not be that as I think it is.
No, it's not. It's not that color at all.
No, you seen no picture of that?
Oh no. Can you see that? Is it focusing? Oh, you can't even probably can't even see what color it is. It's like it looks like a regular pie, but it's like the icing.
I
And then
see.
there's a lime on top. Yeah.
But they got it all green, right?
It's like green, like
Green,
yeah.
green.
But that might just be a set
I
choice.
don't eat key lime pie, so I couldn't even tell you like
Yeah, I don't
that.
either. Yeah.
But
That's yeah.
I thought it was green. They convinced me. They convinced me. Um,
Yeah, bro.
yeah, I think
I'm loving Loki so far, man.
facts. I think also interesting. Sylvie holding He Who Remains, like the time thing that she did.
Tempad, yeah.
Tempad, yeah. Um, That's that's interesting because
That's some,
she
yeah, that's
has some
something.
thoughts, like she has some kind of connection to it. Um,
Right.
I wouldn't even be surprised if she's the one that like sacrifices and controlling it all. Like, she's the one at the Citadel controlling it.
I would
I wouldn't be
yeah,
shocked.
that would
And have
that would make sense too, because that would explain where she's at after the show
right,
and
like
what
what
she's
if
off doing.
exactly right? Because I don't know if you're gonna
Yeah.
bring her into other projects, so
Exactly.
you just like
Yeah.
have her at the end of
Yeah.
time,
Exactly.
and then
Maybe that'll
like
be her.
and then Loki be like the field person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
The field general. Yeah.
yeah, they're in
They're Kang and Renslayer.
right,
They're
they're
Kang and
working
Renslayer.
together, but
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's what I want now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what I want.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, because Loki can come back. We can bring Loki back and everything.
Loki
Everybody
can
likes
be
Loki.
in things,
I don't
and
know
plus
if they'll
he's the
bring Sylvie
one.
back.
Plus he's the one that's got to go. If I'm right on my theory, he's the one that's got to go recruit these other superheroes. You know,
Right. Yeah.
I still like that's the one thing I hope in episode 5 or 6 we get like he turns his attention to like some files, some
Because he's gonna have to.
archives.
He's gonna have to bump into them because
Yeah,
he doesn't know that all of these superheroes exist. He doesn't know Spider Man or who else, Miss Marvel, She Hulk. He doesn't know any of them.
yeah.
So he's definitely
So
gonna have
and
to.
the TVA definitely got archives on every single superhero and like
They
every
every
timeline.
single
So
yeah
like I mean,
yeah.
if somehow like they turn their attention to okay, we got to stop these gangs, and they, Mobius is like, well, this timeline in this universe or whatever, like we got these superheroes here. Like he starts showing him files of like these characters and stuff, and like we get like a peek at it. Oh my god, would be
Yeah,
that would be
yeah,
so
that'd
great. That
be
would be the
fire.
craziest Easter egg.
Yeah,
Like, oh
bro, like
man,
yeah, that'd be bangers. Yeah,
you show us
just
these
literally
superheroes,
like just throw the files on the desk so we can see
right?
the names,
It's like,
and then
oh
just end it. Just leave it like that.
yeah,
Perfect. That's cool.
just show us like a
And then we
couple
know, oh, he's
superheroes.
recruiting.
Like, oh,
Right?
we better
Yeah.
go get Blue Marvel. We better go get
Right.
like just like some
Oh,
crazy
bro.
stuff. Just some crazy stuff we
Yeah.
haven't seen before. Like, better get
Yeah.
all kind of
For real.
Miles
They gonna
Morales
do.
or
They gonna need
something. Like,
everybody.
oh my god, they got to follow Miles Morales in there somewhere.
Bro, they got that's insane to think about because they have a file on Nova, Spider
yeah,
Man Noir, like
yeah.
Spider Man 20, everybody, bro.
Everybody,
Like,
every Ghost Rider, all the Blade, like
dude,
everybody,
oh,
dude, crazy. Yeah, I'm hoping that there's just like a scene.
that's all it needs to
Just
be, dude.
yeah, just like a
That's all it
peek
needs to
towards
be.
to that's what he's gonna go do is go get these
Right.
gangs.
And that would explain why the TVA maybe is in Deadpool 3. Maybe they're going after them for something. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
it. That's
because
it.
Deadpool been time hopping, so maybe he probably ran and he was time hopping. He was looking for the X-Men. Like that's
Yep.
just how he is. So
Yep.
maybe he knows something too. So that would explain that too for sure.
Right. Right. Yeah, man. That's all I got, bro. Like we went over some Captain Marvel stuff, state of the MCU, kind of what my thoughts on the state, your thoughts on the state of the MCU. What can they do going forward? It's just a tough place to be. But right now we are soaking in this win, this dub of Loki
Yeah,
season 2
for sure.
is great to have. And man, I cannot wait for the rest of this season. I think it's going to again take big swings deep into everything else that's happening.
Right.
Hopefully we get to this point where like every other superhero, like even after their movies or something, like 'cause at this point you got to start throwing these post credit scenes in all these other movies that are coming out, like
Right.
this Captain America movie, Thunderbolts is coming out, like all these other. You're gonna have to throw like a multiversal cutscene in
To
somewhere.
tie it in. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can like now
Yeah.
it focus shifts to gangs, these incursions, something. So hoping we get to see incursions infiltrate like some of these other projects, and hopefully they can get crazy with it. But again, hopefully they do it
Bro.
right. Hopefully they don't just breeze through this, take their time. Avengers: Secret Wars is a huge, huge, huge comic. You know,
Oh,
Um,
you have to do it justice.
gotta do it justice.
You have to do it justice. Like you
Especially
said
gonna,
last time, the Infinity War and Endgame, that whole thing was based. It was they pulled certain points out of a story, but it was mainly a different story. But with Secret Wars, you can't really do that with Secret Wars. Secret Wars is multiverse incursions, battle world, Doctor Doom, Mister Fantastic. Like that's what Secret Wars is. So they definitely have to do it justice.
I think at some, I think I also saw somebody say when they do this reboot, they're gonna try to like, they're gonna make it seem like X Men were always there. So like the mutants were
Yeah,
always there. They're gonna do something where like you're in a different timeline, and they've always like in everybody's mind too. Like they've always associated. I forget how they worded it exactly, but it was very interesting to be like, oh, something's gonna happen. This reboot's gonna happen. They're going
they've been there
to,
the entire
yeah,
time.
they're gonna be. Everybody's gonna be
Yeah,
aware that they've been there,
yeah.
which that could get interesting if however they pull that off.
That's a different way of doing it. I just hope they don't do the just don't do the different universe. They're stuck over here now. Like that's just too easy. Like
Yeah, we'll see.
that's just too easy.
We'll see.
So
Um, yeah, that's basically where we're at with everything. I'm trying to think of if there's anything else. Do you have anything else?
man, just excited for Spider-Man 2, man.
Oh yeah, definitely
That's
Spider
that's
Man 2. Excited for
yeah.
that. That's gonna be a hell of a game. I'm streaming that.
Bro,
You streaming that?
bro, bro, I'm streaming that.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I think while it's
Bro, I
downloading, I'm gonna do like one final swing as Miles Morales game, and then once it's done, like I'm gonna go right
bro,
into it.
mine's already downloaded, bro.
Just download it. Oh yeah, because I have to get the
Yeah.
disc, but I get mine at 9 p.m.
Oh, got you.
So
Got you, got you, got you.
yeah,
Okay.
I'll meet y'all kind of later in the night.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
yeah, man. I think that's gonna do it for today's Sunday Live. Man. Covered just about everything that was coming out. A lot of things that came out. I also got an article, two articles, basically on Insomniac Spider-Man, and like the crossovers that he's in now. Um,
Oh yeah.
I wrote in the middle of the second article. Part one's done, but I want to release them right before the game comes out too. So gonna look out for that. For watching. Um, got anything? You got anything you want to say? Any plans you got going on? Anything to look forward to? More
Um
collectibles on the way. I know you got some collection.
yeah, yeah, I got some more stuff that I'm about to start ordering again. Me and my girlfriend are getting furniture right now, so I kinda had to put a pause on that. But
Okay, gotcha.
after
Hey,
that, they're
life
getting
first.
more furniture. Yeah, yeah, man. So but I'll just be live streaming Spider-Man today, tomorrow. Um that's really it, man. Honestly.
I'm gonna have to put your Twitch in the description below as well, man. Definitely send me your updated uh handles in the Twitch.
Okay.
I'll just put it all down there too. Anybody's watching down description below. My name is Dennis Smith. This is Jalen, aka JMarvelous. Super smash that like button. Let us know how you feel about the state of the MCU. What do you think? How do you feel about the soft reboot? What are your thoughts on all of the MCU right now? Um, and then your thoughts on Loki. How are we enjoying Loki, man? I feel like a lot of people feel like it's a win. Marvel, so necessary
Yeah,
for
for
Marvel right
sure,
now.
man.
So
Definitely.
yeah, man. Let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Again, this is the Alternate Timeline at the Alt Time on Twitter /X and IG. Discord description or Discord, excuse me, Discord link in the description below. Definitely join that. We'll be talking about all this stuff.
Yeah, for sure, man. You should
Yeah,
do
man.
it.
Follow my man Jalen. Go ahead, plug your stuff in real quick.
Oh man, it is
Uh,
JAY X Marvelous, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Um, I think it's still OG on X, but I can't update that yet because my account is still new. But I will be updating that. So, but everything else, JYX Marvelous. Appreciate you for having me on here today, man.
Absolutely, man. We'll be back either next Sunday or the Sunday after. We'll see what kind of news comes out, and then we'll reconvene and probably have a little bit more of a form related session for
Yeah.
sure. Right now, we just hanging out, spitballing kind of thing right now, but
Yeah.
we'll get more into it for sure. And again, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace out. Be safe, y'all.